The Olympus E-PL5 was the first micro four thirds camera that I'd bought. Well, technically it was, because at the same time I went to buy this, I also bought the E-PL3 at the same time as a job lot. So I did buy them both together, but I actually went to buy this camera. And I went specifically to buy this camera because I thought it would make a good starter camera for me, for my micro four thirds life. And it proved to be a really nice camera and a great camera to get me into micro four thirds. This is a much more advanced camera than the E-PL3 in that the E-PL3 has 12 megapixel sensor and this has 16 megapixels, 33% more. And also crucially, this has 8 frames per second burst mode, where the E-PL3 only has 5. So instantly you can tell this is a better camera. But it was released at the end of 2012, so effectively it's a 10-year-old camera. And it was only a year after the E-PL3 was launched that this came out. And the advances were huge in that short space of time. Since I bought this camera, I've really enjoyed using it, although I have subsequently bought my OMD EM1 Mark II, which I'm recording this video on. So I haven't got as much use out of this as I might have done, but it is a really good camera. And it's actually, at the moment, I've got it fitted with my new 45mm lens, but it actually came with the 14-42 kit lens, which I've done a review on. So if you're interested in this lens, I'll put a link up here for you to have a look at. The camera pretty much mirrors the features of the E-PL3, and it also has a nice big 3-inch 16:9 screen. But in this case, it's a touch screen, and you can touch the screen and take a picture and focus all at the same time, which is a huge improvement. It's also got a flippy out screen, just like the E-PL3, but for this camera, it goes up and down, bottom and top, but it also flips right across to the top, so it gives you the opportunity to take selfies if you want and get yourself in frame. And you could use it as a vlogging camera, although much like the E-PL3, it doesn't have a mic input port. It's got this grip at the front, which is quite nice, and you can take it off and change the grip as well if you wanted to. It's quite a handy grip at the front. Its ISO ranges from 200 to 25,600, but of course you probably aren't going to use it at the top end. But having that much higher top end means you can push the ISO quite a bit and still get decent shots. It's got image stabilization, so it's at least 3 stops, if not 4 of stabilization, and it's got 35 contrast autofocus points, much like the E-PL3. 1080p HD video as well, which is awesome, and it shoots from 1/4000th of a second right up to 60 seconds and beyond. And it's got a live comp mode where you set your shutter and leave the shutter open until enough light has come into the camera that you want, and then you stop the shutter button and there you've got your image. It's a really, really helpful feature, especially when you're out shooting light trails. Much like the E-PL3, the camera has all the dials at the top, and it has a set of scenes and an art mode with lots and lots of nice filters that you can use. Potentially you can do these in post editing as well as on the camera, but it does offer lots and lots of different things that you can go through. It's got pop art and soft focus and other sort of arty type things that you can use. And it's got all the usual scenes: portrait, landscape, sport, all those types of things, just like the E-PL3 and most other cameras in truth. Of course, it shoots in manual, which is the mode I'm always shooting in, but you've obviously got aperture priority, you've got program mode, you've got shutter priority, and movies. It does 1080p movies. In fact, I'll just share a movie now of the camera doing a bit of B-roll. They're pretty much the features of this nice little compact camera, and if you want to buy one, they cost about just under £100 on MPB, or $100, body only. And I guess with a lens, a kit lens, or any other lens, you probably want to put on another 50, 60, 70 pounds. So I guess roughly for the full kit, the camera and the lens, you're talking about 150 to get one of these. So yeah, not bad value, I think, in the current market. What I plan to do is take this camera around Lincoln Arboretum, which is where I am now, take a few shots and just have a look at the quality. How good is this camera? Just try to see how well it performs. And just for an extra bit of challenge for me, I'm going to stick with the 45mm lens that I've recently bought, and I did a video of it and I'll link it up there now if you want to watch that. And just to see what the shots come out like on this little 45mm lens too. And that would be a good comparison, because in my video of this 45mm lens, I use the E-PL3, and it'd be interesting to see what the comparison's like, if that's possible. I'm a sucker for a leading line, and I've got the camera on the tripod as low as I can, leading the line all the way up to that lamp on the left-hand third. So hopefully this comes out as a nice picture, and this will be the first one I take today. So I've gone for f4 on this lens because I think that's going to work best with the lens, and I think it's about 1/60th of a second. I'm in manual mode, ISO 200. Let's see how this one comes out, the first one. As I mentioned, the autofocus on this camera is incredibly quick, and I'm going to try and focus on the top of the lamp, on actually the light in the lamp, and I'll just press this and see how quick this autofocus is. Boom, straight away it just does it immediately. It's fantastic. This is my next shot. I've got the leading line of this curve leading up to that lamp. I'm going to put that lamp on the third, so I'm going to just move that slightly, and I'm going to take that picture to 1/200th of a second. I'm not going to go with, I'm going to go f4. I'm going to go f4, 100th of a second, and this is going to be my next picture. Focus on that lamp. The 45mm focal length is a little bit of a challenge in this park, though the modes on this camera enables you to press this button here and it changes the mode to be able to press that button, and it lets you focus, and press it again, and then you can take your picture all off the back of the touchscreen screen, which I think is pretty nice. The nice thing about this picture was the bandstand is in glorious sunshine, and all around it the leading up to it is dark, so it gives it a bit of it stands out effectively. That's what I'm trying to say. And here's a big test. I've got the 45mm. I'm going to try and take some pictures of what look like roses to me. Just get a picture of a flower. Be an interesting shot. Here's a shot of a bench. Hopefully you can see it. I've gone 1/80th of a second, f4, ISO 200. Love the leading line behind the bench. Focus right on the bench, and should be a nice shot, I think. I could do with someone coming the other way to get a bit of street photo in the shot. That'd be ideal. I hope you've enjoyed my review of the E-PL5. Short and sweet and not terribly technical, but in truth, when I watch camera reviews, I want to see the photos. I want to see how the person's taking the image and the settings, etc. And that's what I hope I've got out of this video I've shown you. If you like this video, please leave a like. That would be great. And if you really like the channel and the videos I'm creating, I'll be super pleased if you would subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to do as many camera and lens reviews as I can, plus some other fun stuff as well. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheerio.